Hey girl, hey, it's your girl Cece here, and I talk about everything and anything book related. And on today's note, we're going to be talking about my January reading wrap. So, in the month of January, I read approximately, drumroll please, I read approximately 14 books in the month of January. Yeah, I read 14 books, girl. Um, I started exactly January 1st. Hey, first of all, I was on break. I had no schoolwork, no nothing. Girl, I was living my best life. So, what else am I supposed to do in my spare time other than read a book? Exactly. In the month of January, not only was I able to finish books that I started already, I was also able to start two. Girl, I was able to start two new monster series. Girl, when I tell you the monster series, I don't know what it is about the monsters in January. I don't know what it is about the monsters, but it's giving, first of all, it's giving Fifth Harmony. I'm in love with a monster. Uh, oh. That's what it's giving. That's what I don't know what it is about the monsters in January, but every single monster book that I pick up, no, 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 I was eating it for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Plus, there's two snacks in between. Don't play. Honestly, the monsters have nothing. Okay, nothing on these regular smuggler MMCs. Respectfully, I feel like when it comes to monster romances, the monsters are just a tad a bit higher than the MMCs. A tad a bit, just a little bit, just a little bit, just a little bit. Okay, so started out with Baby Strong. I have Five Gifts for a Blacksmith Wife by Leonie Riley. Hopefully, I said that correct. Girl, if I didn't, I apologize. That wasn't my intention. I rated this book 5 stars. It was so good. It's literally a Grumpy X Sunshine, Orcs X Human. It was cute and it was a little cringy at some points. I did have to skip over every smut scene because no, but it was a good book. It was a good book. It was a good book. So this follows the story of our FMC, Sita, who literally draws the short end of the stick. Yes, in her village. And because her village is on the near brink of starvation, they agreed to a deal with the Orc King. Sita is being sacrificed. Yes, so in order for them, in order for her family to get some food, she got to be sacrificed, girl. Yeah, she got to be sacrificed. So she has to take up an Orc husband of her choosing. And of course, she chooses the broody one, the one who doesn't want to be there, the one who quite literally doesn't give two flying craps about what the heck is going on in his village. And she chooses him, and now that is her husband. Yeah. And then they navigate their new lives. There's literally a language barrier between them, and then she tries to learn the language, and it's just found family and everything. It's literally such a wonderful story. So our FNC is in fact inexperienced, and obviously our orc, he's experienced. So it did show, so all of the smut scenes did give that. I skipped every one of them, but leading up to it, you could see that this is how the smut scene was gonna go down. Since the MMC is very inexperienced, it showcases that a lot. Honestly, she didn't even know what a man genitalia was, and like for me, it just felt a little icky because I'm like, girl, what do you mean you don't know what a man genitalia is? Who are prepared for that? Go ahead. I wasn't, so I just skipped everything, but it was a good book. Next, we have Claimed by the Hunter by Lena Reed. It's the Exarson. I don't know how to pronounce. Don't come at me. I think it's the Exarson Warriors series. I try my best, but it's the Exarson Warrior series. It's also another Monster X Human one. Another Monster X Human series. So rate this book 5 stars. I rate majority of my books 5 stars, just to let you know. This takes place in a bug apocalyptic world. So just think of a zombie apocalypse, but with bugs. But with nasty crawling critters. Long story short, our MMC ends up catching a little whiff. Yes, a little whiff of our FMC, and he finds out that that is in fact his fated mate. Girl, once he finds out that's his fated mate, oh yeah, he coming for her. He coming for her. So basically, our FMC runs into a gang of Scrooges, and immediately, her big monster man gotta come and protect her. He literally comes in to protect her, and because of the language barrier, he tries to like give her food and like snacks and flowers and stuff like that because obviously that's his woman and he's supposed to sway his woman. I literally love this book so much. The plot, the world building, the characters is great. It's a whole series, so there are other couples within this book that you will see, and their books are out and everything like that. Monster series, you already know I'm gonna love it. Moving on, the next book is Roommate by Penelope Ward. I give this book 5 stars. However, there are a few things that our MMC said that made me look at him sideways. Definitely had to give his ass the side eye because I was like, oh, that's not
in the sense that you know what I mean.
no, that's not okay. Amelia goes back to her hometown after leaving it many years ago. But when she goes back to that town, not only is she getting a new house, but she's having to share that house with her ex, the boy's heart that she broke years ago, literally back in then when they were high school. And is he still mad about it? Yes, he's still mad about it. And is he gonna make her pay for it? Yes, he's gonna make her pay. Also seeing him find his fine behind with a girlfriend. He comes with a girlfriend, but that doesn't last long, clearly, because there's a happily ever after, and she does in fact get with him. So yeah, does she have to listen to them doing the hanky pank and getting down and dirty in the sheets? Yes, she does. Does she care? No, she doesn't. And does she also witness him helping himself out? Yes, she does. And does she stand and watch him? Yes, she also does. It's very much friends to lovers than rivals to lovers because he doesn't like her because she broke his heart, which is rightfully so. So he is very grumpy and very rude to her in the beginning, and then eventually they fall in love, and you get the whole point. Number 4, we have his Forbidden Omega by Christian Straschel. Give this book 5 stars. As you can tell by the title, it's omegas, werewolves, betas, and all that good stuff. However, in this story, omegas are dirt poor. Omegas are dirt poor. In most stories, the omegas are prized and, they have a lot of power. No, girl. In this story, the omegas are dirt poor. They're seen as enemies. They're seen as evil. The story follows Anelli, who is an omega. And like I said, omegas are absolutely no. You are either a slave, a servant, or you're dirt poor and you're in the streets. You're in the streets suffering. So that's what omega is. And our MNC, she decides to sneak into the king's palace and sneaks into one of his parties. Of course, she catches the king's attention. Then they share a little dance and they share a little kiss, a few little pecks. Sparks fly between the two of them. It's a spark that shouldn't be happening, so it gives you forbidden romance and forced proximity. But their relationship quite literally starts a war. He essentially goes to war for her. So if that doesn't convince you to read, then I don't know what will. Now moving on to book number 4, we have Love Not Qualified by May Hazel. I did in fact start this book last year in December, however, I finished it in January. I thought this book was so great. They were so in depth. There was so much going on with all the characters. Now, even the side characters had stories to them, and we saw friendships being built and friendships being brought down to them, built and restored again. Growth, character growth, and everything. I literally love this book so bad. Okay, so this story follows Halen, our FMC, who ends up putting herself out there on a dating app, and she ends up meeting someone who goes by the name of Chad. Then when she gets a new job, just guess who her boss is. Her boss is in fact Chad. However, only that's not Chad. That is our MMC Tristan, who is playing a double agent pretending to be Chad while also being Tristan. So of course, Halen builds a relationship with both Chad, the man who she met on the dating app, and her boss, who's technically the same person, but she doesn't know it yet. So there is a lot of trust and betrayal in this book, but I can promise you this book is so good. We have book number 5, The Rose Gate by Anna Sandvik. I think I pronounced her name right. Sorry if I didn't. My bad. Lizzie Reed, which is a Beauty and the Beast retelling. If you know me, girl, you know I love me. I love Beauty and the Beast. Beauty and the Beast is literally one of my favorite Disney films. So you already know I had to read this. I did give this book 4 stars only because what happened, but at the very end I found out that our FMC was 18 years old and the man that she was marrying was a free prince, and he was thousands of years or hundreds of years, one of the two. Either way, it's still not good. Hundreds of years old, and I was just like, oh, I found a lot of her actions to be childish. Now I know why, because she was quite literally 18 years old. So this story follows our FMC Isabel, who ends up running into the woods because of a big argument that she had with her family. And she also ends up attracting a gang of wolves. She ends up attracting a gang of wolves. And who else has to come and save her? MC, who's a grizzly bear, Leith, ends up saving her from the wolves. I would say there was a little comment that he made at the ending after I found out that she was 18 about her age that made me gave him a side eye. That's why I gave it a 4 stars, because I was like, what the frick, kind of like, are you doing? But yeah, other than that, it was a good book. And now moving on to our monster series. I started the Monster Among Us series by Debbie Cassidy, and girl, the way these books had a chokehold on me. First of all, the book is all under 300 pages, so it's very, very, very quick to get into. That's how I was able to get to the first three in in only a week. It was literally so good. This is another post-apocalyptic series. The world is taken over by these man-eating monsters. They're nasty, scary, and spooky. We don't like them. They all need to die. And of course, humans are the ones that are having to fight off these monsters. So after FMC's base is raided by monsters, and literally everyone she loves, everything she knows dies and crumbles into ash. Majority, if not almost all of her base dies. Who has to come in and help them? Monsters. The only person that can protect them is in fact these colorful monsters with wings. They try to seek shelter to another base, however that base is eons away. They have to travel very long and wide to get there. Only way they can get there is if they're protected by these big and bad colorful monsters. Her base to actually get the protection of these monsters. Dare the monsters strike up a deal in exchange for their protection, he has to keep her. Yeah, he does in fact have to keep her. I am literally on book 3. I have no words for this book. There's so much details, there's so much lore, the world building is amazing, everything's amazing. I really do love this book. And when I tell you the FMC, I feel like she has like 20 monsters and humans wrapped around her finger. Like no, it's serious. It's literally so serious. She has every monster and every human pining after her, and they just want her and they love her so badly. And I'm just like me next. We gave the first 3 books 5 stars, and I'm pretty sure the last 2 are going to be 5 stars as well. And last but certainly not least, I started the Dustwalker Bride series by Opal Rain. And girl, the chokehold that these books have on me is insane. It is quite literally insane how much I ate these books up for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. I would never stop talking about these books. I'm not even finished with the whole series. There are 8 books within the series. The last one came out in 2024. First 5 books of the series. Every single one of these books are over 500 pages. I think the latest one that I read was 600 and something pages, 630 pages, and I got through 5 of these in a month, in 4 weeks. Like babes, there's something wrong with me. If that doesn't tell you how my social life is doing right now, then I don't know what will. Rapid fire, I'm gonna go through the first 5 books. The first book is A Soul to Keep. So this follows our FMC Rhea, who gets sacrificed to a dustwalker named Orpheus in exchange for protection for her town. Now, our MMC is in fact a dustwalker. What's a dustwalker, you may ask? A dustwalker is a 7-foot or can be 6-foot, but most likely they're 7-foot tall being who's not a demon, but he eats demons. Tell you what really got me with this book is the simple fact, okay, the simple fact that their eyes or orbs changes based on the color of their emotions. Their eyes changes based on the color of their emotions.
What? Child. Anyways,
No, like you don't understand how romantic that is. Whenever he's excited or whenever he's prideful of something, either something that he did or something that she did, his eyes changes to orange. Whenever he's excited, he's excited down under, his eyes change to purple. Ugh, we love purple in this household. Obviously red means danger, so run away. His eyes changes to a new color. Eyes on his woman, and he's just so full of love, and he experienced the emotion of love. His eyes changes to pink. His eyes have never changed to pink before. Are you kidding me? I love that series. I literally gave every single book in this series, well, the first 5 books, because I read the first 5 stars. Literally 5 stars across the board. It was so great. Now moving on to the second book, we have A Soul to Heal, which follows our FMC Deloria, who unfortunately gets thrown into the veil, ends up catching her husband, her abusive husband at that. She literally ends up catching her abusive husband in the act with a younger woman. First of all, she's not even a full-blown woman yet. She's 19, a teenager. Already, this man is grown. Let that sink in. Let that sink in. She ends up catching her husband in the act with a 19-year-old girl, and she ends up unaliving them both right then and there. Yeah, honestly, power to her, because I don't even know what I would do if I ever caught my man cheating on me with a younger woman at the teenager. I don't care if she's a legal adult, she's a teenager. She's teenager. Are you kidding me? With you could even do it with someone older. You went with the teenager. So FMC gets thrown into the veil. She lands quite literally on top of a dustwalker. Now this dustwalker doesn't have a name. Further down the line, she ends up naming him. I would say the only thing that bothered me in this book was the simple fact that so they end up having a kid, and her dustwalker, which is her husband, ends up allowing the baby to sleep next to her, sleep on her, and sleep by her. But before she wakes up, obviously he removes the baby from her. And when she finds this out, this woman throws a fit. She's like, "Oh my gosh, you broke my trust," and everything like that. I'm like, girl, really went on and like, "Oh my gosh, I can't believe you done this. You broke my trust. I can't. How am I supposed to trust you?" Girl, I don't know if you understand, but that is your baby. You're mad that your husband allowed your baby to sleep on you? Is that what you're telling me right now? I was just so confused, and she honestly did piss me off after she did that. But the story ended up turning out great. I still gave it 5 stars. And now we have the third book in the Dustwalker Bride series, A Soul to Touch. Story follows Mayumi and her Dustwalker Kitty. Now, before you say anything about his name, yes, when I saw in the description that his name was Kitty, I was like, I was this close to not reading the book. But don't worry, his name gets changed later on, so no, she won't be calling him Kitty throughout the whole thing. This book was so heartbreakingly beautiful. I really and truly and honestly just wanted to hug this Dustwalker because his story is so sad. Basically, the only way to kill a Dustwalker is by cracking their head, and of course, our Dustwalker's head is cracked after being tormented by the Demon King. He spends the last of his days watching over and protecting a human woman who he shaved when she was a child. He spends the last of his days protecting her. Are you kidding me? He's going to die. He knows that he's going to die, and he spends the last of his days protecting her. If that's not true love, then I don't know what is. But it was so romantic and it's so heartbreaking because he's gonna die. A lot of drama happens in this book. A lot of drama. And also prepare to get some tissues because you will be crying in the end. And then we have book number 4 in the Dustwalker series, which is A Soul to Guide. There's literally a beautiful, 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 beautiful black queen on there. Yes, my people will be back. There's a beautiful black queen on there. And at first, when I saw a beautiful black queen, I was like, "Yes, we got some black sheep. We got a nice dark skinned black queen with beautiful white curls." I was feeling it. Then I realized the author, she is in black. Then I got worried. I was like, "Oh, I don't know how this is gonna go." Because sometimes we have authors who are not POCs, who are not black, and they end up representing black people or POC very horribly in their books. I was a little worried. I was like, "Oh no, I don't know what I'm getting myself into. I don't know if she's gonna be represented well." But I can say that Miss Opal Frame, she did in fact represent this black character well. Okay, she did. She did. The stutter is crazy. Oh my god. Get your flowers for that, Bookie. Thank you. But this story is literally Grumpy X Sunshine. And if you know, I love me a Grumpy X Sunshine. Nothing would ever beat the Grumpy X Sunshine trope, okay? Especially when it's done well. After Raymond, who is an elf, creates a chaos portal, she has to find her way back home. She is blind. So she ends up relying on a certain Dustwalker to help her. And this Dustwalker, of course, is nothing but trouble. He's mean. He's not nice. And of course, she's just a ray of sunshine. This book, I give this book 5 stars. Like I said, every book that I read so far in the Dustwalker Bride series, I rated it 5 stars. And this book, just this one, I truly and honestly feel like this book was one of my favorite. This one, mwah, chef's kiss. This story building, the world building, and the growth between the characters, mwah, beautiful, 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 beautiful. I love this book. And then last but certainly not least, we have book number 5 in the Dustwalker series, which follows Mary and Ingram. Mary is a demon slayer. Her and her team end up catching a Dustwalker, Ingram, because she's the only one in that whole place that has empathy and sympathy for him. She ends up setting him free. She ends up setting him free. Now there is a death penalty on her head. Now they both have to run away to safety. The story is full of heartbreak. Both of these two characters lost people very, 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 very important in their lives, but they're also able to find new love and build new relationships with each other as they both navigate and deal with loss in their own ways. And I tell you, I literally cannot wait to read the sixth book of the series, which is called Isote Steel. It takes place with Ingram's twin, who unfortunately did die, and with the person that Amari lost. The two people that they lost are also going to find home within each other, and it's just it's literally going to be so beautiful, and I can't wait. As you can tell, I love reading. I eat reading, sleep reading. That's how I was able to read 14 books in 1 month. 14 books in 1 month, and my reading goal is 50. I think I'm already at book 15 because I just finished a book today, February 3rd. Nope, February 4th. It's February 4th. I just finished a book today, February 4th. So I'm already at book number 15. I'm killing it. She's a rock star. Yeah. I'm a rock star. I'm a rock star. Yeah. That's me. But of course, it doesn't matter how many books you read. As long as you're reading at a pace that works for you, that's all what matters. But that is all from me. All these books up. I literally love every single one of them. Monsters, we up. Monster lovers, we up. Bye-bye. And there you have it. That is my January reading wrap. If you like this video, don't forget to hit the like button or subscribe so you'll be notified every time when I make a post. And I want to hear back from you guys, so feel free to put in the comments down below how many books you read for the month of January, or how many books you were planning to read for the January, and which book you plan on reading next. And until then, I will see y'all later. Bye. Mwah. So lovers, we rise. I'm waiting for the sirens and stuff to pass by because I don't know what the frick kind of like is going on. But as soon as I want to start recording, everything starts happening.